second now, so it's just going to be you introducing.
Just going to be me. What I'll do, we'll go straight. I'll just do a quick little 60 seconds, and then we'll go straight into the video. Then Liam Sheedy, Munster Council Awards, managed the year.
Okay. Be on him now, Jack. Yeah. Second.
I'm going to go on you saying when.
Yeah.
Good afternoon and welcome to McDonagh Park here in Nina. Hard to believe, almost 4 months to the day since Tipperary were crowned All-Ireland champions. They're beginning their 2020 season here in Nina this afternoon against their age-old rivals of Clare. And a great story with Clare as well, as a great Clare legend, Brian Lohan, making his competitive managerial debut here this afternoon. Sizable enough crowd here already this afternoon, as one would expect for a game of this interest and this magnitude. And we're going to have Ger Cunningham going through the teams with us in a few minutes' time. But first, let's hear from the two managers. We're going to begin with the home manager, Liam Sheedy, the man who came back and led Tip to the promised land last August. And 2 weeks ago, he was honoured by the Munster Council as their Manager of the Year. And here's an interview he did with them, looking back on the highlights of 2019.
At 5:30 in the 18th of August, when the final whistle does go, it is a very, very special time for for management, for players, for everyone involved around the team, and for supporters. That pure elation of getting, I suppose, to the summit of the championship, which is a really, really difficult place to go because it's such a competitive journey right from the start, when you started in the middle of May right through to the end of August. So there is a pure elation, and then obviously you're probably first seeking out the people in your backroom team. And that was my first reaction, was to meet the lads that had, I suppose, made the biggest impact on the journey. Then you get around to meet the players, and then you get to meet your family, and then you get to engage with some of the supporters. So it's just a really, really special time. I'm not responsible for what results we achieve ultimately. I'm only delegating a huge amount of tasks in the overall project, and I'm very, very fortunate. I've got some wonderful people around me, and we couldn't line up all of the backroom team and put them all up, but certainly the three lads and myself getting the chance to lift that trophy, understanding the work and the time we've put in as a group. It's a special picture, and I suppose it's one that I have since 2010. It's now one that I'll have again in 2019. So yeah, they're special moments, and memories are everything really in this sport. When you're starting out on the journey at the start of 2010 or the start of 2019, you're looking to climb the steps of the Hogan stand. That's ultimately where you want the journey to finish. And some people would say, you stop 5 in a row in 2010. Does that make it extra special? But I think from where this team came from in 2018, when results didn't go their way, and obviously with the setback in Munster, and to see the way they reinvented themselves and got themselves back at the top. So I would have them in an equal footing. I feel very, very privileged to have managed two teams in my own county to win the All-Ireland title. I've certainly placed a huge emphasis on Munster and the Munster Championship. I suppose I was fortunate enough as a manager to be there in 2008 and 2009 when we lifted the Munster Championship, and I suppose it really was massive in the development of our overall team. So losing was fine. Is a hugely deflating day. But I suppose when you're playing, we ended up playing 8 matches. I think for a team to play 8 days out of 8 and not have a day where it doesn't really go your way was the likelihood of it happening is very, very unlikely, I guess, in a lot of ways. So look, very happy the way it turned out for us in the finish, but certainly as I said, the value we place on Munster and the Munster Championship is huge, so we were really disappointed to lose it, but at least had a chance to put things right over the following 7 weeks. I think the last 20 minutes against Wexford, I just thought, I had a lot of people who know me a long time and know Tipperary hurling a long time, and they were texting me to say, God, they hadn't seen that level of play or commitment or just real will to win from the teams previously. So that was a very, very pleasing moment. But obviously in the All-Ireland final, we were probably sucking for air early on, and Walter Walsh was bearing down on goal, and John McGrath chased him all the way down the field and got a hook in on Colin Fennelly. A goal at that stage for Kilkenny would have been massive. So I just think that moment in the All-Ireland final when John McGrath got to hook in was probably one of the moments of the year, because I think we sort of kicked on from there, whereas if they had to get the first goal, it could have had a massive bearing on the game. The lads have enjoyed the last few weeks, and rightly so. It's, as I said, it's hard to get to the summit. I wouldn't deprive anyone of their turkey and ham or their trifle on Christmas Day. I think that's a day where they get a chance maybe to sit down and look back on some of the great memories they have over the course of 2019, and then you can move on. And I think after the team holiday, we'll be ready to move on, and our focus will shift to 2020. We feel that we can play better, and I suppose we know we will need to be better. I mean, when you look at a competition that exists in Munster, it's fantastic. We're all down, all craving to get into those top 3 positions, and whoever gets to the top 3 positions at the end of June will certainly have earned it, because I think we'll get a rip-roaring Munster Championship. It'll be really, really competitive once again. I'd be really confident with this group that they are ambitious. They want to see themselves playing to their potential. We're very fortunate in Tipperary at the moment. There's a good crop of youth coming through, and the guys that can really play to a high level. And I suppose, to me, you need that mix of youth and experience, and thankfully in Tipperary right now we have that.
Some glorious memories from the season there. Liam Sheedy, Manager of the Year at the Munster Council Awards last month. Now, we are here in Nina today, and it is a historic day as well here at the Co-op Superstores Munster Senior Hurling League. Game has been broadcast live on Facebook. It's on irishexaminer.com. We're working with the Munster Council and with Dairy Gold, the sponsors of this competition. We'll be hearing a little more about that as the game goes on this afternoon. Now, had the pleasure a little earlier of meeting a Clare legend. That's Brian Lohan, who of course was full-back for Clare's successes in the All-Irelands of 1995 and 1997. He is now the Clare Senior Hurling Manager, and I caught up with him a few moments ago.
A fairly strong team out, and Tip have a fairly strong team out, so it'll be an interesting game. Good opportunity for our lads to see how they get on against what is the best in the country. So lots to learn.
Has it been difficult, given you've a short enough turnaround since you came into the top position?
Well, I suppose it's just we were late in starting, so a bit of the work that you'd be expecting that fellas would have done themselves kind of in September and October, we've had to fit into November and the early part of December. So, but we've started into it now, and we're enjoying it.
And then looking very quickly to 2020, this is the start of the 2020 season. What are the objectives and targets for you?
Oh, sure. Look, I suppose every team wants to get up to Croke Park, and we're no different to any other team. That's where people want to be playing their hurling. So, that's a target for us. But
we'll say with the new system now, do you use the league as a bit of a bedding in period for you as a new manager and trying to find new players as well?
Yeah. Look, the league is the league's an important competition on its own. But look, at the end of the day, championship is where it's at, and that's where. That's where teams are judged is really on championship, so that's what we're aiming for.
And welcome back to McDonagh Park in Nina for the Co-op Superstores Munster Senior Hurling League opener between the All-Ireland champions Tipperary and their neighbours and rivals of Clare. I'm delighted to have Ger Cunningham alongside me. Ger, some turnout for a very cold day in December.
Yeah, it's a cold day here, Colin. But again, I suppose it's still not the start of the year. We're finishing off in December 2019, but I suppose just the way the seasons have gone now, I think that the fact that Tipperary heading off to a holiday in a couple of weeks' time means that these games have to go ahead, this time of the year. So I say there's a nice little crowd here. People are interested. Obviously, new manager in Clare, Brian Lohan, taking over. So there'll be some interest in that. So so it's a cold day, but it's a fine day. Pitch looks good. So hopefully we get a good game.
Perfect timing there as Tipperary being applauded out onto the field. Quite a strong Tipperary team. Are you kind of surprised by the amount of we've 3 All-Ireland final starters, and then we've a whole host of lads that were on the panel last year. Are you surprised that that's the team that Liam would have gone with today?
No, I suppose not, Colin. I suppose if we look back, take it back 12 months ago, I think when they played their first match against Limerick last year, they had a very strong team out. Shane McCann and all the hurler of the year, they all played last year. So I think depends. Behind the scenes, they're looking at names there. You're saying, you have to give people a chance. And I suppose the guys that were on the bench with them last year, or in training with them on the training panel, at this stage now you've got to have a look at them and see what they're like. And so, what better opportunity than to give people a game? And you know, they have 3 of their team that played in the All Ireland final, but they've also got 3 or 4 of the guys that played in the All Ireland under 20 final as well. So again, this is the shop window for these guys to have a look to see where they're at. I think actually, if you look at the Clare side, they probably have more of their first team regulars than Tipperary would have had. So again, probably a new start for under new management. So it's very interesting.
Okay, just because we've got the Tipperary team out on the field now, and as I said, we have the graphic up there as well at the moment. It is that balancing act, though, Ger, isn't it, of having your experienced players and as well then minding those to mind the new fellas coming in.
100%. You know, I think it's great to have a couple of guys. You look at the Tipperary setup there. Paul Maher, you know, played a couple of league games last year. Joe Dwyer is a kind of a seasoned campaigner. Centre back Ronan Maher. Michael Breen, you know, playing centre field, guys who've been there. Jason Ford in the forward line. Willie Connors, you know, played quite a few games last year as well. So it's great to see the young fellas coming through. As you say, it's great to have a couple of senior guys with them that'll kind of, you know, to build them along, bring them along, help them in, as against throwing in 15 new guys all at one time. Speaking of
Experienced players, interesting addition to the management team. We heard during the week in Tipperary, Owen Kelly officially in now as part of Liam's backroom team.
Yeah, from what I can gather, like he was in the background last year, you know, under the guise of a free-taking coach, I think, but had a big part to play officially in the background. So it's probably just made it official from that point of view, and he's a big addition to our squad.
Okay, let's talk about Clare, and as you said, a big day out as well for Brian Lohan, a man that you'd probably have known well from the 90s and everything like that. Has had success with UL, has been critical of the Clare County Board and the setup and everything in the past. So it's a big statement of intent by both the board and by Brian.
Yeah, well, he made no bones about it from the point of view from the last couple of weeks and months. You know, and over the years he's had his say at times, and he's been critical enough at different times. So again, I suppose he put his hand up for selection, and you know, between the jigs and the reels, he finished up getting the job, and here he is a couple of weeks into his tenure, and he's starting off, and that's what you want to be. You know, you can be training away and trying to get organised, but you really don't know until you go out onto the pitch and you know, see where you're at and see who you're working with. He would have had his own ideas over the years as to maybe who should be on, who shouldn't be on. So maybe that Clare team, depending on, you know, is still quite strong, and they have a lot of guys who've been around the block there for a bit. But at the same time, there's a couple of new guys we're to have a look at as well.
Okay, well, one noticeable change from the team that was announced on Friday: Cathal Malone wearing number 20 in for number 5, David McInerney. And David, one of the 4 members of the panel who was involved in the 2013 All-Ireland final success. So not sure whether David is going to feature at some stage this afternoon. Interesting one there, Shane Morey being repositioned out as far as wing forward.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. He'll have number 12 on his back column, but I'm not sure in this modern era what numbers make a difference as to where you play. You know, he's a very athletic player. He's a very, very good hurler. Probably better known as a corner back or even a wing back. So again, this is what these games are for, about to have a look and try different things. And maybe Brian over the years has said, "Oh, maybe this guy is worth to look it up in the forward line." He's got a tremendous engine, he's got great pace, great acceleration, so it'll be interesting to see as the game develops where he'll actually play.
Okay, one problematic area for Clare over the last couple of years has been, and we mentioned David McInerney there, the full back position. Jack Brown is the man that's being entrusted it. I was speaking to Anthony Daly yesterday. Not the biggest man, he says, in the world, but he is an out-and-out full-back. And let's be honest, if anyone can judge what a full-back needs, Brian Lohan is the man to be judging it.
Yeah, 100%. Jack Brown has been, played Ballyhale for the last couple of years and has been quite successful. He's a very good defender. But again, you look at the guys he could be marking in the opposite full forward line: Willie Connors, Jason Ford, Paul Flynn. They're all guys that he'll be comfortable marking. There's no big tall man in there that he might have problems with. But again, there's probably a situation now in the old days where you saw 3 inside in the full forward line. Not too sure in the modern game that's going to be a case. You may have 1 in there, you may have 2 in there, you may have 3 in there. So again, he's been very good for his club over the last number of years. And that's probably his most comfortable position. He's been tried in different positions in the corner at wing back. So, as you say, Brian Lohan will know all about playing full back, so he'll be looking to see if Jack can establish himself.
Now we'll take a break for the national anthem. bit of a stop-start effort in terms of the national anthem here this afternoon in McDonagh Park. I don't think that's going to be an issue in this, the Co-op Superstores Munster Senior Hurling League clash between the All-Ireland champions of Tipperary and their great rivals from across the Shannon, Brian Lowen's Clare. The teams falling into position. Referee this afternoon is Colm Lyons from Cork, and I'm sure he and everyone here will be hoping for a pacey afternoon. It's that chill in the air here. It looks like, as we look out on it, Tipperary will be playing from right to left. So Clare on left to right, and plenty of action to look forward to. By the way, the game being broadcast this afternoon in association with the Co-op Superstores, with the Munster Senior Hurling League, with the Munster Council, and with the Irish Examiner.com, broadcasting right around the world on Facebook this afternoon. So if you are watching us around the world, please feel free to drop us a comment or anything like that on our commentary, and we look forward to reading out some of your opinions from around the world. Right, let's get back in with the action here, and already I see Ronan Maher doing his best to get down hard in it, and it's Robert Byrne that's picking it up, the man from Portrush. Nice ball back out to Maher, and the first time in there, in towards the full back line, in towards Jason Ford. Ford left and right, of course. Impressed so much in the All-Ireland final victory against Kilkenny last year. But on this occasion, it's Clare coming out at speed with David Fitzgerald. Poor ball by him though, but it's picked up there in and around the centre field area by the man wearing number 13, Mike O'Neill, but that's blocked down. And Tipperary, nice piece of skill there, as it's bobbling around the pitch. A slight bit heavy this afternoon, as one would expect for the middle of December. But thankfully the snow that was forecast for the area has stayed away, and we're back with Cathal Malone, the man that's in for David McInerney, but poor ball by him, and easily cleared out the lines there by David Reedy, or by Paddy Cadell, excuse me. And ball gone out for the first sideline of the afternoon. So as you would expect, Ger, I suppose it's a case of teams sort of feeling their way out really in the early stages.
Yeah, settling down. You can see, I think they're Clare actually playing one or two fellas kind of quite deep in the centre. Looking at full forward, like anything beyond the 65, they've only got 3 forwards inside there. So again, I suppose they're looking at, I suppose settling down and feeling their way into the game.
Here comes that man that we mentioned there, Jason Ford. But on this occasion, oh, well, yes, the opening score of the afternoon. What a way to start your 2020 season, Jason Ford. Free taker extraordinaire. As he's proving there, he's no doubt when it comes to the sideline cut style of things as well. Back with Tipperary and being pumped back in there towards the danger zone. Ford already showing well in the opening exchanges out with Jason McCarthy. Good clearance by him, surely a free inside there. No, this is the referee play on. Nice little dink by the wing forward Ian Galvin. And Galvin's shot has found a way over the crossbar. Paul Maher watching that all the way. And the sides level after about 2 minutes of action here in McDonagh Park. Up with midfielder Dermot Ryan. Blocked down though, it was a good block. It's Tipperary that come first time again. They're trying to pump it in. Great crossfield ball there, but Clare defenders milling around. I think it was Kevin Howard that was coming back to help out on this occasion, pumping it in there towards Mikey O'Neill, wearing number 13. Podge Collins, of course, famous man. On the other corner wearing 15. That's a second or third time that there's been a good block down by the Tipperary defenders. That effort there from Galvin was in fact way wide, didn't transmit into a point. So it's still Tipperary who lead here with a few minutes gone by that the scoreboard operator has followed on and given the point to Clare, so the sides are now level as we enter the third minute of action here in McDonagh Park in Nina. Jason Ford again. Great crowd here, it has to be said, in McDonagh Park this afternoon, as one would expect for the All-Ireland champions. Here comes Ford. Reverential hush around the ground. Great strike of a ball by him, and that's gone straight over Andrew Fahy's crossbar. Fahy, of course, who was sub to Donald Toohey last season, will be hoping to make himself the number one choice for Brian Lohan in the new campaign for 2020. That ball spills out over the sideline here in front of us, and it's Robert Byrne, man from Portroe, impact sub throughout the last campaign. Good strike again by him. Every time Tipperary have possession, it is being pumped very quickly in there towards the area in and around the exclusion zone, going route one as much as possible. Great ball out there, taken up by Dermot Ryan. First time effort by Ryan in towards Guilfoyle in the full forward line. Didn't need to call on him. That one has gone right over the crossbar, and that's a fine score, Ger.
Good score by Dermot Ryan. He's kind of moving around. He's going from midfield, and he finished up in wing forward. Quite a direct clearance from the corner back, and found him, and a good score.
Great score indeed by Dermot Ryan. Big man was a minor in 2018 and part of the panel last year, and of course brother of Connor, Clare stalwart over the years, and alongside him as well too, a huge boost for Clare is the fact that David Reedy is back in harness.
Yeah, reading during the week, you're reading his story that he kind of took time out for a year to concentrate on his studies and get his exams done. But no doubt, would have experienced Brian Lohan as part of the opposition when he was with LIT in Limerick, and Brian would know all about him. And very, very good player, very energetic player all over the pitch, and it's good to see him back.
Okay. Good to see Jason Ford standing over the ball again if you're a Tipperary fan, because it's almost guaranteed to be a score, and that's 3 from 3 from the big man at full forward. So an entertaining enough start here in this Munster Co-op Superstores clash this afternoon. People wondering why the game on so early in December, the fact being that the Tipperary hurlers will be going on their team holiday, a well-deserved team holiday for the All-Ireland champions just after Christmas. And it means that they will also be in action against Limerick in the Gaelic grounds on Friday night, and that's going to be a repeat, of course, of the 2019 Munster Senior Hurling Championship final. Now, don't forget the game today going out on Facebook Live on the Irish Examiner website, also on the Munster Council's website. If you are watching in Tipperary, Clare, Munster, Ireland, around the world, we'd love to hear from you, your thoughts on the action as it unfolds, and indeed your thoughts on the season ahead. Don't forget to join up with us on our social media channels, and we'd love to share your thoughts during the course of the commentary here from McDonagh Park. It's Dermot Ryan, the man that had that fine score a few moments ago. Bit of a hit and hope effort on this occasion. Has it trailed over the bar? Yes, it has, as the sign directly behind the goal here says Thaw. I love the effort at the Hawkeye here in McDonagh Park, and that a fine score again by the midfielder. Tip trying to go through the hands as they walked the ball out, and it was Ryan who got the touch on it to knock it out over the sideline, and that's going to be to the wing back there, Robert Byrne. That's going to take the resultant sideline. As we said, your young Ryan certainly impressing in the opening 10 minutes here.
Yeah, he's a very, very good player. He had a very good season last year. When he kind of came on the scene, nobody didn't know too much about him. He was very effective, and probably one of Clare's best forwards as the season went on. And as we look at Jason Ford and the full-back having a
little get to know you, as they say, Jack Brown and Jason Ford getting to grips with one another. Would be one way of putting it here, rising the temperature. Maybe they were just feeling a bit cold, Ger.
Yeah, maybe it was off the ball, kind of nobody spotted it. Like the referee, in fairness, some column lines spotted it straight away to see that there were a bit of grappling going on the ground.
Yeah, so maybe we're going to see, I'd say our first yellow cards of the 2020 Munster hurling season being shown here this afternoon to Jack Brown and to Jason Ford. 3 points apiece, the score here in McDonagh Park. Entertaining enough start here to the action in this clash. A legend going past us there, the great Ken Hogan, a man you'd know only too well, Ger, and I'm sure quite happy with how things are going this afternoon here in Nina. Back with Tipperary on the attack here. It's trying to find a way, being funnel back though with the corner back there, Owen Quirk. Quirk opts to go short as far as Ian Galvin. Galvin, of course, got that opening score there, and well claimed there by Mikey O'Neill. Might be giving up a bit in terms of height and stuff like that, but definitely tenacious out with David Reedy, the man we mentioned a few moments ago, back from his studies in LIT, but he's dispossessed, and Tipperary pumping the ball, but only in as far as a Clare man, and that's the full back there, Jack Brown, after his little warm-up routine a few moments ago there with Jason Ford. Well played though by Tipperary here with Paddy Cadell in towards Ford, but it's the corner forward. It looks like down there is it Paul Flynn that's trying to get on it. They're all trying to get on their hands. It's Flynn who's managed to squirrel the ball back out, pumping it out as far as Michael Breen, and Breen from distance is after pumping it right over the crossbar. Quickly taken though by the goalkeeper to get play going to Diarmuid Ryan. Impressed hugely with 2 points in the opening 10 minutes of this Munster Co-op Superstores Senior Hurling League game this afternoon. But Tipperary defence there with Ronan Maher leading by example, working it out. Craig Morgan, under 20 captain last year, being talked of a big white hope here in Tipperary, and well found there with the corner forward there to Paul Flynn. Flynn rides off 2-3 challenges, takes it from a distance off the left, but it looks like to have trailed 5 or 6 yards off. But an entertaining, free-flowing enough game, isn't it, Ger?
Yeah, interesting so far. Like both teams settling into it. It's kind of orthodox enough. Clare probably, people looking at to see what kind of style they're going to play at, having moved on from Don Maloney and Jerry O'Connor. So, but Tip looking quite sharp, from all the. A couple of young guys there, Robert Byrne and I suppose young Paddy Cadell, Mark Keogh, all guys who were on the squad last year and hoping to impress him and take the step up this year.
Yeah, as you said, kind of an orthodox feel to it. There is no sweeper, no major systems in play. It's kind of every man has his own battle.
Yeah, well, I think that's probably if you were to look at the people involved, I'd say, brilliant bit of skill there by Mark Keogh. Brian Lowe would probably be known for his very direct style of hurling. So obviously, it'll take a while for those Clare guys to get to know his style. Obviously, they have a new backroom team, new coach inside her, so it'll take a while for this to play out. So it'll be interesting to see how the game develops as it goes on.
Mention there of Mark Keogh and a fantastic piece of skill there, which results in another Tipperary point. He's an exciting young talent and a man you'd know well from UCC.
Yeah, we had a great show with us last year in UCC. He, on the big day, he reproduced the goods for us, and there's a lot of hope in Tipperary that he can make the step up this year. You're always looking to find a couple of forwards. He came on this year once or twice and made an impact, especially against Wexford in the semi-final. So again, he's only a young lad, he's only 21. I suppose UCC will be looking at him this year to have a big impact for them, and he's highly talented, very good hurler, and it'll be interesting to see how the year he has. Okay, Jason Ford there getting another score there, giving poor old Jack Brown a torrid opening 10 minutes here in this Munster Co-op Superstores Munster Senior Hurling League. Goal chance goal coming on for Clare. Great shot by the wing forward Ian Galvin. Super effort by him. Gave goalkeeper Paul Maher no chance. Ball broke. He was perfectly positioned. Still had a small bit of work to do, but Maher left with no chance whatsoever as Galvin, brother of Colm Galvin, of course, former UL player, slammed it home from about 10 yards past Paul Maher, and that is definitely given something for the small Clare support here to cheer, and has brought the game level at 1-3 to 6 points in this Co-op Superstores Munster Senior Hurling League clash this afternoon in McDonagh Park in Nina. Hard to believe it is the 2020 season already, but such is the new format, the new way of the world in terms of the GA and in terms of competitions. But great to see the crowd, as I said, on the 15th of December, just over a week to Christmas, and great to see the turnout there. Maybe a few people trying to avoid the Christmas shopping this afternoon, and hopefully they'll have plenty to excite them anyway over the next 45 minutes or so. David Fitzgerald is getting some running repairs there on the far side. Andrew Fahy, the goalkeeper, is standing over the ball, the man from Whitegate. Is he going to try an effort from distance? A good strike by
Boy, Fahy has it, got it all the way. Yes, he has. The trend of goalkeepers becoming point scorers continuing into 2020s. Probably made it into the stats books there. The first goalkeeper to score in 2020. Nice piece of interplay there that ends up with Ronan Maher going first time in as far as Jason Ford. Ball almost fell perfectly for Paul Flynn. Comes back to Ford though, and Ford off his left. Slams it right over the crossbar. I'll tell you, this man is already lighting up McDonagh Park on his own.
He's a beautiful hurler when he gets a chance. I think the ball came. He tried to control it, and it kind of was a half a chance for Paul Flynn to go through, but he got the rebound, and off his left or right, it doesn't matter. Lovely strike over the bar.
Okay, and Ronan Maher again, who had set that play in motion, is the quarterback again with this one. Nice bit of play, and lovely bit of skill there on the pickup. Here comes Tipperary. 3 Clare men around him. One of them manages to commit the foul, and it's going to be yet another free to Tipperary. It was Willie Connors was the man that was fouled on this occasion, but we'll be expecting Jason Ford to be the man that's going to come out and take this one. Again, just to remind you, the match broadcast today is on the Irish Examiner website, on the Munster Council website, being broadcast around the world on Facebook Live. And feel free to add in your comments, good, bad or indifferent as well. I'm sure if there are any comments though regarding this man, Jason Ford, they will be all positive. He is absolutely unerring this afternoon. It's 8 points now to Tipperary. It is almost the Jason Ford show. And being a tough afternoon, as we said, for Jack Brown, and no disrespect to Brown, given the delivery of ball that's coming in towards Ford. It seems every time that Ronan Maher in particular lifts up his head, there's only one man he's aiming for, and that is the big full forward from Silvermines. Clare badly needing a score. Podge Collins is there, takes a shoulder to the head, dinks it in though towards the full forward Guilfoyle. Taken though by the wing forward Shane O'Morey. Oh, what a goal! What a goal by Shane O'Morey. More renowned in recent times as a defender, but he showed his attacking instinct there, Ger.
Yeah, excellent goal by Shane O'Morey. He started in front of us here out in the stand. He came around, looped around, kept going, went in after the ball, then went into young Colin Guilfoyle. Ball broke inside, he was onto it and stuck a lovely low shot past the keeper. Keeper had no chance again. Lovely goal.
Podge Collins took a bit of a rattle to the head as it was going in, but managed to get the shot off. Guilfoyle, the full forward, you'd know his Uncle Tommy, I'm sure, quite well. He's sitting down here in front of us, yeah. And the ball breaks off him, and Shane O'Morey. We were wondering pre-match about Morey's positioning. You know, was it just a bit of a tactical ploy, or was it something that they were looking at in terms of maybe the year ahead? And as that chat is going on, Jason Ford adds to the Tipperary tally. But maybe this is an experiment that Brian sees something worth pursuing.
Actually, this is what the competition is about. Colin really, that Shane O'Morey is a very good hurler, and some people get pigeonholed into playing into positions that that he's a cornerback or he's only a cornerback. He's a fine hurler. He's got phenomenal pace, and maybe they're trying to use that out the pitch. He kind of seems to be floating around between the wing forward and midfield, that trying to create space for the other guys inside him. But he showed great awareness there. A lovely breaking ball, kept running in, supported the ball going in, got a break, and finished it really well.
Okay, well, it was a fantastic finish as well. Paul Maher's only real action of the game has been to take the ball out of the net, not once but twice, but has been completely blameless for both of those goals. There's an injury to two Tip players here at the moment. In front of us, Robert Byrne, the wing back from Porth Row, who was featuring predominantly as an impact sub during the year. Had a bit of a knock to the ankle, but he seems to be back on his feet. He's okay. The other player, not a Tipperary player, it's a Clare man that's down on the ground here in front of us. Not sure who it is. Maybe Kevin Hare, the centre back. So bit of concern though. We've 2-3 medics standing over him, as well as Colm Lyons and one of the other match officials gingerly getting back up to his feet. And the question is, will he be able to continue? So 16 minutes gone here this afternoon. Tipperary 9 points. It's Clare 2 goals and 4. And substitution, 21 coming in, and that's Aidan McCarthy. And it was Diarmuid Ryan who impressed us so much in the opening exchanges, had those 2 fine scores, and very, very gingerly been taken off off the pitch. And it's Aidan McCarthy who is coming on. He was a minor back in 2017. Member of the Ina Kilnamona club, and quite a strong Ina Kilnamona contingent here this afternoon. We've Jason McCarthy, Kevin O'Hare, David Fitzgerald, as we mentioned a few moments ago, at wing back, and now another man from the club, Aidan McCarthy, being introduced, and all the while the long walk for Diarmuid Ryan, so we'll have to check up on his well-being after the game. Hopefully nothing too serious, especially for a man that was going so well this afternoon, had those fine points from distance, but a terrible way to end your afternoon at such an early stage in the season. Niall Deasy is the centre forward, out towards Podge Collins, and Podge has that one, just missed the post on the wrong side, and that one has gone wide for Podge. Podge, of course, one of 3 members of the two members, should I say, of the starting Clare team this afternoon, Shane O'Morey and himself, who were on the 2013 All-Ireland winning Clare squad. Jason Ford, yet again, this time he's going to go off his right just to see can he do it, and I think you know the answer there even before the umpire had raised the flag. Some incredible skill off the right on this occasion. Yeah,
great vision there from Mark Keogh. Like, he saw Jason Ford coming in behind the full back and into space, as you say. Again, like, control the ball first touch, full back under pressure straight away, then it's whether he go left and right, and that's the beauty of someone like Jason Ford that can strike off either his left or his right. He feigned left, went to the right, and showed great risk in putting a lovely ball over the bar.
Okay. Bit of treatment there for cornerback Joe Dwyer, famous cousin, you may know, as Bubbles, and I'm told that Joe's nickname in the O'Dwyer household is Mouse. So one bit of trivia for you. Back with the centre forward for Clare, Niall Deasy, manages to hoof the ball away, but there's 2 or 3 tip lads trying to squirrel it away, and it's brought out by Paddy Cadell, midfielder. Nice ball out by him as far as the centre forward Tom Fox, nephew of the great Pat. Well, kind of breaks its way though into Tipperary's Mark Keogh, and a great ball, great delivery again by Keogh, great insight by him into the other corner forward to Willie Connors. Looks like the hammer has gone by Willie. Jason looking for it, but it's out with the centre back Kevin Hare, but Willie looks, he might have twinged the hamstring down there. He's trying to walk it off. We'll keep an eye on his progress in the coming moments. As we look at the clock here, 23 minutes gone in McDonagh Park here in Neenah, in the Co-op Superstores Munster Senior Hurling League clash of Tipperary and Clare. It's Tipperary 10 points, it's Clare 2 goals and 4. The sides are level, but Tipperary very much the dominant side this afternoon, and especially the dominant man in at full forward, the player that's catching everyone's eye has been Jason Ford. Another Jason McCarthy, clearing the lines there for Clare, but touched a Clare man in it, or has it been awarded as a sideline to Clare? Yeah. And we'll see if Clare can manage something out of this. So Willie's still on the field. I think Tommy Dunn is out having a few words of advice to his attacking group. No such advice needed in defence as they come out again at strength. Lovely piece of scale there by Connors. Has shaken off that leg injury. Kevin Hare though is back, trying to clear up the mess, and is nudged out over the sideline. Bit of afters as well too with one of the Tipperary forwards. Should be a Tipperary line ball. Ford going in there to try and make the peace, and for now on the ball for the sideline. Had the opening score from a similar enough angle in the opening few moments. So, Jerry, as we're looking out, if you were Liam or Brian on the sideline, what would your thoughts be so far?
I think Tipperary very happy. I think even though Jason Ford has scored 8 of their scores from playing from frees, like they have scored 10 times, whereas Clare have they're relying on the 2 goals to keep in the game. I think, look, I suppose as expected, the fact of they're an established team, they're set up in the whole lot there. They look to be much sharper on the day. Clare obviously settling into a new management, so Liam would be very happy. If I was, Brian Lowe would be looking at it to say only 4 points down, and that's maybe why he's after, they've gone back to a sweeper, I think, and to maybe to shore it up before half time, because Tip have got some scores quite easily, so maybe change tactic there from Brian Lowe.
How difficult is it for the likes of Brian and a management team with 3 or 4 weeks under their belt? I know we were chatting to him before the game, and he said, they look trying to get a massive amount of work done in such a tight period of time. But again, you would like to think that the modern day player is going to be so fit and so strong anyway. Yeah,
but again, it was coming in like at this time of the year. Obviously, all the training in the world, is fantastic, and it's pre-season, and that's what you got to do. But you really can't judge players until you go out on the pitch. And even though a lot of players nowadays will be in great condition, they wouldn't have played for a while unless they were involved with their clubs. So, he's new in. He was only getting to know the players. So it'll be, it's ideal for him at this time of year to get a couple of matches in, because the league starts on the 26th of January, and there's no better way to prepare other than playing a challenge match than make it a competitive challenge match.
Okay. Now, the point that Brian made in his pre-match interview, though, is it is all about the championship. So you kind of get the feeling that the league will still be part of the learning curve for him.
Yeah, I suppose it is, but there'll be 5 or 6 games in the league that'll be very competitive, and no doubt Clare supporters will be watching, and with a brief to see how they're getting on, and anticipation of how they're going to prepare and how they're going to play later on in the year. But still, it's quite important. Every team wants to try to get into a vein of form, and they want to win some matches. They don't want to be you can't beat winning, and it's a good habit to get into. So he'll still be trying very hard in the league, I've no doubt.
Okay, well, time will tell as things stand here. It's Tipperary 10 points, it's Clare 2 goals and 4 with 25 odd minutes or so gone in the Co-op Superstores Munster Senior Hurling League clash. No scores to note while we were having our little chat there with Ger. It's a line ball with Kevin Hare on the far side. It's perhaps one of his first games at a competitive level, at senior level anyway, for Clare this afternoon. Has acquitted himself quite well. And after all of that, the ball bobbles out, and it's out for another sideline. This time to Tipperary. Temperature definitely seems to be dropping here in the stand. We're feeling the cold a bit more. Nice ball across there. Mark Keogh was the man who delivered it. A bit of dawdling by the defender there, and it's here comes Tip again. Great ball right across from or towards Keogh, but it's taken out there by Cathal Malone. Came on for David McInerney before the start this afternoon. Owen Quirk launching at about 65 yards down. Big ball though for the likes of Mike O'Neill to try and grab, especially when the defender behind him has an extra few inches. But it's knocked out, and it's a crossfield ball that's coming right across here to Ian Galvin. Great piece of vision here to be picked up by Galvin, and that's a great score by Galvin from about 60 yards or thereabout. But speedy thinking on the sideline. Galvin just crept into an open space, cleared it, and off Clare, making the most of it. Rona Maher showing his class there to collect that one from the goalkeeper from Paul Maher, and his foul as he was about to effect his clearance there. Nice puck out though by Maher, just waited a few seconds. Maher, the other Maher, made himself available, and it ends up with the man in question. Played, of course, in the All-Ireland last year in the full back line, was wearing number 4, wearing number 6 this afternoon. Don't forget as well too that the Tipperary team this afternoon are minus a number of big name stars because of Barcelly's progression to the All-Ireland Club Series. They'll be playing on the opening weekend of January on the 5th in the All-Ireland semi-final. What's your thoughts, Ger, on the new scheduling, the new timing of the club championship, the fact that the All-Ireland semis now are on the opening weekend of January and the final will be before the end of the month, before the start of the league?
Yeah, I think either is not ideal, Colin, in that I suppose the clubs that are still involved, you know what I mean. They're going to have to keep preparing all through Christmas to play their first match the week after Christmas. But in saying that, the fact that it was played on Patrick's Day for the last number of years, that's not ideal either. Like in the context of clubs going on, their season is nearly 15 months, and then they have to probably go back into their own club championship at that, straight afterwards so there's no time for a break. So I think it's good. I know they were trying to get it in all into one season, and it hasn't worked out. And this is the closest they're going to get to it. So it's probably better than what it was. And ideally, if you could play it all into one season, it would be better.
Okay, I'm sure it'll be a topic of debate for a while to come, and of course the possibility still is that it will be completed in a calendar year for clubs. That Provincial will roll straight into the All-Ireland series and then into an All-Ireland final maybe at some time in December, but that's all down the future. Let's concentrate on the here and now, and let's concentrate on the action here at McDonagh Park, and let's concentrate on Owen Quirke bursting out as far as his wing back David Fitzgerald, and he's worked it right across to Cathal Malone. Malone's going to try his chances from distance. Doesn't look like it has the accuracy or the legs, and it is just tailed off wide under Paul Maher's eagle eye. So Colin Guilfoyle was just hoping that ball was going to be 2 or 3 feet shorter and that he'd get his huge frame up under it, but wasn't to be on this occasion. You're watching the Co-op Superstores Munster Senior Hurling League first round clash of Tipperary and Clare. It's Tipperary 10 points, it's Clare 2 goals and 5. We're here in McDonagh Park in Nina. First game of the 2020 campaign. The game is being broadcast out on Facebook Live this afternoon, and we are also showing the game on the Irish Examiner's website and on the Munster Council's website. Just coming up close to half-time, and a well-deserved half-time break will be coming up for both the teams and the officials, who must certainly be feeling the chill here this afternoon. Snow on the hills in and around Nina on our way up this morning, and I'm told as well by the forecast experts around here that we're expecting rain or so after 4 o'clock. So hopefully we will be done and dusted here at that stage. It's Clare who are on the attack here, free for them. Here comes kind of a scuffed effort, unfortunately, but still manages to find a Clare man, but he's blocked, and illegally so. And it's going to be a free to Clare, and it's going to be Niall DC who will be taking this one for them. DC, man for Ballyea, has been front and centre in Ballyea's run through the championship, and usually one of the top scorers in the domestic league in Clare, and he's arrowed that one straight over the crossbar. Lovely striker of the ball, as he proved on that occasion there. And that has pushed it to Clare 2 goals and 6 points. Tipperary 10 points as we're approaching half time here in McDonagh Park in Nina. Now, if Tipperary desperately would love to have a score there to break back in before half time, they have a free in there. And the question is whether Jason will be coming out to this one. Doesn't look to be. It's flipped in there, and it looks to be sitting on top of Kevin Herr, the centre back, who won't have a more challenging ball, I guess, all afternoon. His clearance is down as far as Robert Byrne. Byrne plays it short to the man wearing 12, Jerome Cahill. Cahill's effort, though, has trailed off to the right and trailed off wide, as Colm Lyons will surely be calling for the half-time break quite shortly. And they've a skirmish there as the ball trying to come up. It's picked up though by Michael Breen. Good ball by Breen. Bit of scuffling in front of the goalkeeper there. Andrew Fahy kept his eye on the ball, and Fahy calmly opts to go out to his wing back. And gets it underway here again in front of us on the stand. He's lost his hurley, but Mikey O'Neill is still making inroads down the sideline, and that's going to be a sideline ball there to Clare. Bit of a tussle there. I see 2 minutes of additional time we're being told here in Nina over the PA system, and it's going to be Niall DC again. Scored the point there a few moments ago, the man from Ballier, who's going to be entrusted this one. About 30 yards out. Kind of half gets under, well taken by Maher though, was going wide anyway, but Maher, lovely ball out by him, out as far as Ronan. Great first time ball in, but the defender on this occasion managing to get his hurley to it and get it clear out by the wing back Jason McCarthy. And play kind of getting a small bit broken now, Ger, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Clare's tactic has worked. I think for them, Colm, I think they've put Kevin Hare back kind of as an extra defender inside there. Jason Ford has actually come way out the field. Early on he was playing right on top of the square. Now he's out towards the half forward line. But I think their tactic of kind of to stop Tip getting a few scores has paid dividends, and they've picked off one or two themselves. So now they're only there's 2 points in it. So it has worked for them. Tip have they haven't scored for the bones of 10 minutes, so it has brought Clare back into the game.
The aforementioned Jason Ford standing over it there. As he said, as Jörn said, he's kind of quietened in the last few moments, but that's more positional senses. Great clearance there by the defender. I think it was Brown that got up to it on that occasion, but can only find a Tipperary player. But somehow Clare managed to clear their lines, and that was a relieving one for them. Podge Collins bursting out here trying to get to it, and a heavy shoulder here in front of us here, but well taken by the cornerback Joe Dwyer, and they call Mouse. Well, he was like a lion on that occasion. Michael Breen now cutting down through the centre, clears it off, but can only find the corner forward Willie Connors, loses it, down to ground again. Out come Clare. Heavy high tackle across the back there of David Fitzgerald, and that's going to be a free out. And but that was that was intense there. It looked like Michael Breen was going to try and take them all on, but Clare defence, as you said, with the extra man back there, there is that wall there now in front of the goalkeeper.
Yeah, they have settled it back there, and obviously the conditions are quite heavy, and making a run 30 or 40, 50 metre run is quite difficult in these conditions. So here's a chance now for Cathal Malone to put them just before half time. To put them 3 points ahead.
Okay. Malone though on this occasion tries to go short, but well taken by the Tipperary defender, who replaces it back straight into Malone. It's back with DC on this occasion. DC has options behind him. He's decided to go back with David Reedy, his midfield colleague. Referee though has allowed advantage for a few seconds, but has called it back here for a free. Just about 45 yards out or thereabouts, and surely DC straight in front of the goal will do the honours on this occasion in this Co-op Superstores Munster Senior Hurling League game, being broadcast on the Irish Examiner's website, on the Munster Council's website, on Facebook Live, and indeed if you are watching around the world, please get in touch and tell us where you are watching this afternoon as the 2020 season getting underway. DC dead straight in front of goals. Here comes a man from Ballier on Erring. Yet again, Erring. In fact, he's questioning that one, but no Hawkeye here in McDonagh Park this afternoon. It looked to be good from this angle. He's holding his head afterwards, but an entertaining enough opening half an hour there, Ger.
Yeah, interesting hurling column. The pitch is obviously very, very heavy, but both teams are able to mix and match and to look to see who they have. But so Tip will be happy enough that they scored 10 points in the first half. What will be concerning is that I have Jason Ford down for 8 or 9 points. So they haven't, they don't have the great sort of scores. The goals really the difference really for Clare, has kept them in the match. 2 great goals in the first half from 2 breaking ball goals, well finished, and interesting enough first half. The pitch is very, very heavy, and but at the same time, interesting exercise so far.
Interesting exercise indeed. We're going to just move up there a small bit, but I see our position is is already overtaken by local radio. But yeah, interesting. As you say, though, the key thing from a Clare perspective, that opening 10 or 15 minutes, Jason Ford certainly looked to have Jack Brown's number. Every time Ronan Maher had possession, it was going directly in. But then, as you said, the key thing was Kevin Herr being moved back, sitting a virtual sweeper, and so crucial then for Clare to get a bit of a foothold.
Yeah, I just think just knowing from my scores column through the first half there, I think Jason Ford, of his last 5, had got 4 from play, so it was quite open in front of him. There was quite plenty of space, and he was being found quite easily by the Tipperary half-back line midfielders. But once the centre-back went back in to kind of stand in front of him, it kind of swallowed him up a bit, and as a result of that, he actually came out the pitch then to go hunting for the ball, and he became less effective. And I think that in the last 10 minutes, I think Clare really have shut up shop in there, and by the extra man has worked for them. They were quite happy to contain us to where they were, even though they have a man less below, and they're leaving Ronan Marr quite loose. But it has worked for them, and as a result of that, they're going in 2 points up, having probably been outplayed for a lot of the first half. You would say that Tip were probably the better side hurling wise and as a threat, and but it probably, in the first half it was a Jason Ford show, but has settled into Clare have settled into the game, and I think we'll go in at half time quite happy that they're at 2 points ahead.
And especially so for Brian Lohan, the fact that Diarmuid Ryan was impressing so much in the opening few moments, had I think 2 points, and then took that heavy blow that forced him off as well. So from a situation where you're trailing and you're losing one of your star midfielders to where they are now, I'm sure that Brian will be relatively happy.
Oh, he'll be very happy going in at half time 2 points ahead. As you say, you lost Diarmuid Ryan, who was one of their main men in the first half, scoring 2 lovely points. But it's probably, you're looking at Clare at the moment, it's a mixture between the kind of Brian Lohan's kind of new thoughts and new ideas and new style, which seems to be a lot more direct than his predecessors, but the players still probably playing a situation where they're still playing maybe the sharp ball if it's on, as a result of the, old habits from the previous management. So it's just getting that combination right. But I'd say if he was, before the match, if you said to him that you went in 2 points up at half time, he'd be more than happy. He's looking around Shane Moore, he got a great goal, he's working very hard out the field, and they've settled into a kind of a routine here in the back line, and they look quite comfortable. But it's be on the Tipperary side, other than Jason Ford to an extent, a lot of other fellas. Mark Keogh just has some really lovely bit of skill, but there hasn't been a huge scoring threat from the other forwards.
Okay, sure. Thank you as always for that. We're going to go off and get a bit of tea, coffee, or whatever you put into the car to defrost it, as it is getting quite cold here in McDonagh Park. We will be back though for the second half of the action in the Co-op Superstores Munster Senior Hurling League, where it is Clare who lead Tipperary 2 goals and 6 points to 10 points. Hopefully we'll have your company for the second half in about 10 minutes time. Well, no time for hanging around here. The tea has been drunk, and the two teams very quickly back out onto the field, as one would imagine, given how cold it is getting here in McDonagh Park in Nina for this Co-op Superstores Munster Senior Hurling League clash between Clare and Tipperary. Not sure yet if we've any changes on the on either side, but we'll keep track as we get underway. Very quick break, as I said. Clare were out first, and then Tip out in the field, and I'd say within 60 seconds of their arrival, Colm Lyons had the ball thrown in. So it's 2-6 to Clare. It's 10 points to Tipperary, and first wide of the opening half going to Tipperary. And let's see what's in store for the next 30 odd minutes or so here this afternoon on our commentary. Just to mention as well that half time, talking to Raf on our desk behind us, we've had notes of people watching in Sydney, in Dubai, in Nevada, and in California. And all of that anyway, a big hefty challenge in on one of the Tipperary, looks like the wing back that's after taking his Pedicadell. Shoulder into the face guard, and down he went anyway, but he's back on his knees and progressing onto his haunches after that one. That was a big blow there, but I was just saying anyway, Gerard, that the interest in the game this afternoon, we've had people messaging us from around the world, from England, California, from Dubai, from Nevada, Sydney, so hopefully they're enjoying the action here this afternoon. Just, of course, people will be interested in terms of Cork and you at the moment. How are things going on that end?
Oh, quite. Just we're back training a couple of weeks. Colin, we're looking forward to. We're playing our first game in this Munster Senior League next Friday night against Kerry in Páirc Uí Rinn. So we've a lot of players injured at the moment, in colleges and exams. So we're looking forward to our first game out.
Yeah, that's obviously a thing now. You're seeing it from the other side, given your involvement with UCC and everything like that. How is it like managing? And that's a great score, by the way, while we were just chatting there by Paul Flynn, the corner forward. How is it like managing now those college players at this time of the year?
Yeah, it's very difficult, because now once they go into December, their main focus has now changed to the books, and they're all studying very hard and doing a small bit of cramming at the last few minutes to get all this stuff organised. So it's difficult for them, because now their focus for the next couple of weeks and months will be in the Fitzgibbon Cup. So it's hard to balance the two. So it's something we'll have to watch very carefully. Because it's a difficult time for them. So once the exams are over, they can start focusing then on a bit of hurling with Cork, a bit of hurling with UCC, and whatever college they're playing with.
Okay, Andrew Fahy was watching that one closely there as it went out past him. We're back with Clare, the man there wearing number 21, Aidan McCarthy, of course, came on in the first half. It's in with Podge Collins. Plenty of pace by the man from Cratloe. Here comes Podge. Oh, nice little shortening of the stick and straight over the crossbar there by Podge. I think that's his first score of the game, is it?
Yeah, the beauty there, Colm, was that he went onto a breaking ball, got inside the cornerback and got inside Craig Morgan. But there's the first touch, the first pick up, like getting the ball early, being able to get the ball in your hand and get acceleration away, give him a chance to, under pressure from a couple of other defenders, to shorten the hurley and put it over the bar. Very good score from Podge Collins.
Good score from the man, Jules Starry's dad, of course, Colm, in charge of the Clare senior footballers. And Podge, no stranger to the big ball code himself as well, too, a few years ago. Nice tussle going on here between Jason Ford and Jackie Brown. And they're rattled up on one another here. Referee calling for the ball. The two of them, of course, picked up yellow cards in the opening half. Referee Colm Lyons opts to throw it in, and it spills off the Clare man, and it's going to be a sideline just about 30 yards out. Jason Ford territory written all over this one. As I did to Niall Deasy just before half time. I'm sure I was reading actually in advance, not a man that does superstitions. And proving the point yet again. Yeah, just reading a little biog. No superstitions, doesn't believe in them, but swears by the bowl of porridge for breakfast in the morning.
That's superstitious enough, isn't it? With a bit of honey and put a few seeds into it. What better breakfast to have?
That's the posh Cork version, I'd say, coming out there. Back with Jason, far away from his full forward planting, but turning provider on this occasion. Great play though by the cornerback down there. I think it was Owen Quirk that got down to it, but funneled out to centre forward, and it's still the centre forward, Tom Fox. Oh, what a shot by Fox! What a goal by Fox! Great bit of interplay. Ball squirreled out to him and blasted that one, and you knew his uncle well.
Yeah, very well, and he finished like him as well. Now, in fairness, was a great ball in. He's gone in full forward. I think Jason's come on here for a bit, but the ball broke through. He had a 2-on-1. Markio was inside him, and he wasn't sure whether to give to him or not. But when you make the decision to go for goal, you must finish it off. But he put into the bottom corner. A very, very good goal from Tom Fox.
Yeah, we've been lucky today. We've seen 3 great goals in the course of the game, but that was a powerful finish by Pat Fox. Jason McCarthy, the cornerback, has gotten quite an amount of ball this afternoon. Delivery though leaves a bit of room for improvement as it's taken out by Alan Flynn. His brother Paul, of course, playing corner forward this afternoon for Tipperary. And unfortunately, in product for the two teams, not helped by the conditions this afternoon, leaving a small bit to be desired. But it's Clare here with another centre forward. It's broken down, and he's still fighting for it there, Niall Deasy. The referee though calling it back there for a free in. Obviously a foul, I'd say, on Deasy. And it's about 20 yards out, but definitely intent on both sides when they get into the danger area to try and go for goal. And the man from Ballyea, it's given that plenty of height. There was a bit of a whoosh there from the Clare fans.
I wasn't too sure what that one was, just inside the post, I'd say.
I think after his miss there just before half time, he was going for his plenty of power on that one, when maybe an easier tip would have been better. Willie Connors furling that one out over to the other side to Paul Flynn. It's with Macchio. That outrageous piece of skill from him in the first half. Man, Ger knows only too well from his time with UCC. Scored a wonder goal last year, didn't he, in the Fitzgibbon?
He did. He got a great goal in the final, even through 3 or 4 defenders. He can do that. That's in him, like that. He's got that skill. He's got lovely hands and great acceleration as well to take the man on. And as I say, I suppose even in the bad conditions today, Colin, there's some of the highlights today, some of the conditions, some of the skill level. You saw Willie Connors there flicking the ball up, Markio in the first half, and some of the sideline pucking from Jason Ford and from especially from Ronan Maher has been outstanding.
Outstanding too has been the refereeing of Colm Lyons, given, as Ger said, like heavy conditions and everything like that. He's taking the sensible option, letting the game flow a few times. Then when there's a few little gatherings and coming togethers like that, just opts to throw the ball in, and it's been quite a free-flowing game. So credit to the match official as well too. It's out with Shane Amori, scored that wonderful goal in the first half. Fastest man on the Clare panel, I'm told. Here's DC now, this time from play. Let's see what he can do on this occasion. Not too bad at all, not too shabby from the man from Ballyea. From about 50 yards, jink left, then off his right, straight over the crossbar, and that's pushed it out to 2-9 to 1 goal and 12 points in this Co-op Superstores Munster Senior Hurling League clash this afternoon, being brought to you in association with the Co-op Superstores, in association with the Munster Council as well. Game being broadcast on irishexaminer.com on Facebook Live right around the world. It's also been broadcast on the Munster Council's own website as well. So hopefully for those starved of hurling action in the second week of December, that they'll have plenty to enjoy over the next 20 odd minutes or so. Colm Lyons' attention been called into something there?
Yeah, you were speaking about Colm earlier on. He's officiating today. He's letting quite a lot go. And even, I suppose, one area that frustrates people and the supporters going to the games is the quick puck out. Sometimes you go to some games where the referee blows it back, but today he's letting it go, and I think it's helping to flow the game.
And both goalkeepers have been pretty good with their accuracy as well too from the quick puck outs, and that was an absolutely phenomenal strike. That was touching 80-90 yards, was it, in the end? But that one has. They
went back to his own half back line. When you've a guy like Ronan Marr who's there who can strike a long ball, but Jason went back all the way back and struck a great score.
Okay, interesting. The deployment of Jason a bit farther out. Is it by necessity, or is it just Liam and the management team trying out a few different things?
I'd say just an idea of trying to find different things. He was very effective inside full forward, obviously, in the first half. He came out of his own accord, but now was playing around centre forward or wing forward. Here we have Mark Keogh going through again, showing great acceleration and drawing the foul.
Okay, he was unceremoniously brought down there by the cornerback, and no questioning the merit of the free on that occasion. Looks like it was Jason McCarthy, I think, was the man who's picking up the yellow card on that one.
Or even Shane Murray back in his own corner, seems to be around the place as well.
Yeah, as you pointed out, Cher, he's a versatile character, as he has shown throughout the seasons. Wearing number 12, as you said at the start of commentary, he might be wearing number 12 on his back, but don't expect him to be pigeonholed in that position. So another opportunity for Tipperary to edge away at the scoreboard, and straight between the two posts there, and the gap now standing at Tipperary 1 goal and 13 points, Clare 2 goals and 9 points. Substitution coming on the Clare side. So Ian Galvin is the man who's making way. And back out with Ian McCarthy underneath that one. And Tipperary definitely seem to be upping the pace. David McInerney, the man who is on, didn't start this afternoon, but nice talent to be bringing on to your team at this stage. Ball kind of trying to bobble up there for it was Ryan Taylor, I think. But Tipperary back with Craig Morgan. Been put under pressure though by Taylor. .114 to 2-9 here.
114, gone two ahead, Colm, I think, of there. 114 to 2-9, 2 points up for Tip.
Our scoreboard is kind of playing tricks with us at stages this afternoon, but that goal obviously was a massive foothold for Tipperary on the restart, and then Jason's accuracy thereafter as well then has put them very much back into the driving seat. But there's still probably a stint to come from Clare, with Kevin Hare riding 2 or 3 challenges there, managing to get it off. And a lovely piece of skill by Podge Collins. Here's Podge, and that is a fine effort by him. And the umpire agrees. 2 points in the second half from Podge Collins. Might be one of the older lemmings of this team, but certainly showing his class there, Ger.
Yeah, he went hunting there. He took a gamble, went over to the far side on a breaking ball from a long delivery, and got his first touch with it again. First touch is the important one there. I think the point of view that he's able to touch it, onto control, get the ball early. He had bought space for himself, and a great score from Podge Collins.
Jack Brown, the full-back, did well there. The ball kind of bobbled around. He kind of kneeled and fell into it, gathered possession, and won the free out then, which is going to be taken by Andrew Fahey, the goalkeeper. That booming effort in the first half. A student in LIT was number 2 for much of the season to Donald Toohey, and now with Pa Kelly having retired, he'll be having high hopes of maybe going for the number 1 spot in 2020. Clare on the attack, but Tipperary getting men back and have plenty of support as they're coming out on their own 21-yard line or thereabouts. First time by Ronan Marr. Option floating in the midfield, but they're still opting to go down the side, and effort too tight of an angle, was it? Oh no, that was an incredible score. I was just about to say it looked like he had run out a road along the sideline and the angle was too tight, but that was a fantastic score there off the far side. Was it Paul Flynn in the end?
Yeah, Paul Flynn off his left side went down the wing, soloing under pressure from Jason McCarthy, and maybe a hidden hope one. Maybe the guys inside will be looking to say the chances of that going over the bar, but when they go over, they're absolutely brilliant score. So great score for Tip.
Great score indeed for Tip. Shayna Morris after departing the fray. Not sure who's after coming on to replace him. We'll try and track that one down. It's, here come Tip again. As the lights starting to the lights are really starting to fade here now in Nina. Or else I'm getting old before my time. The effort that was struck on this occasion was Jerome Cahill, but the second he had released the ball, he knew that it hadn't reached its intended target, and he was kind of groaning that he hadn't gone with a different decision. Colin Guilfoyle putting the defender there, Craig Morgan, under pressure. Did well, managed to get the ball up, and McInerney gets a second bite of the cherry, but there's two Tipperary men on duty there, Ronan Maher being one of them. He's going to go back to his goalkeeper Paul Maher, who's all attired out into a different tracksuit for the second half. I'd say hypothermia possibly had been setting in with him after the opening exchanges. The rain now beginning to fall here in McDonagh Park for this Co-op Superstores Munster Senior Hurling League. This is going to be a real war of attrition down the stretch in the last 15 or 20 minutes here for these two sides, but it's Tipperary who lead 1 goal and 14 points to Clare's 2 goal and 10, so that leaves a point between the sides as we're well into the second half of the action here this afternoon. As I said, conditions now becoming more and more challenging for the two teams, and more and more challenging for the commentators as well. At least, Jerry, you have the excuse. You have glasses on anyway, so that's one thing. We've another sub being introduced. It seems it's a Tipperary man that's coming on, wearing number 24 is Cian Darcy, and hard to pick out who's after going off. Cian Darcy, Tom Fox, the goal scorer, is the man that's being replaced by Cian Darcy. Yeah, and it was Aaron Shanaher was the man that was on for Shayna Morey. We weren't sure who Shayna had made way for. So I think, as Ger said, the experimental nature at this time of the year means that both management teams will be willing to run the rule over their benches, as that was happening. A fine distance from a fine effort from distance from Tipperary, but not reaching its intended target. And there goes another distance effort there by number 20, Cathal Malone, for Clare, when he possibly had the option of going on a bit further with it.
I think the scoreline column reads Tip 114, Clare 210. I have it 115 to 210, but I think he did the last score from that Paul Flynn got. I don't think they put it up, but I'm not sure. But I have a tip at 115.
I'll trust you anyway, Ger. So we'll have it at 115. Yeah, it seemed to be quite close for the effort anyway. But here comes a goal chance. Oh, great save! Well, I won't say a great save. It was an easy enough save in the end. The Tipperary man was Willie Connors, I think, that might have got the final touch, but just rolled away from him, didn't get the full flow behind it. A man that's been in full flow in this second half has been Podge Collins. That is an outrageous effort by the man from Cratloe. A quiet first half from Podge. That's his third point.
That's his third point, and I think two of them from over in the far corner. Like he's, Podge's game, Colm. He does a lot of running. He goes hunting the ball, and he goes where it is, and sometimes takes a chance. And that's a nightmare for any defender. You've got to keep on running, and running 50, 60 yards for a ball that you might not get. And sometimes they come off. And again, the first touch is really good, and from a very difficult angle, put it over the bar to bring it level on the scoreboard. But I think it's one for Tip.
You still think that Tip have won ahead? We'll be inquiring of the match officials after that one. While Ger was talking there, Cathal McInerney wearing number 25 a man well known as well too for his football ability with Clare. He's after coming on, and it's Mikey O'Neill, the corner forward, who is after making way for him. McInerney had taken a bit of a break from the Clare hurlers, concentrating on the football commitments. And indeed, the match officials here agreeing with the great Ger Cunningham. Never that I would have disagreed with him, and indeed we were missing one score there, so it's 115 to 211 in McDonagh Park here in Nenagh. And I mentioned Cahill there having taken a break with the Clare footballers, and as well Paul Maher, not the Paul Maher in goals, but one of the subs wearing number 18 for Tipperary, is also an accomplished footballer with Tipperary, and as is his brother Bill as well too. So plenty of football experience as well too in the Tipperary camp as well. So you have it as 115 to 2 goals and 11.
Yeah, I think this is free from Jason Ford now on the 21 metre line on the corner, on the touch line. I think this to go two ahead. The announcer agreed that it should be 115. Okay,
here comes Jason Ford, just about 2 yards inside the sideline. Right low trajectory, but it's radar like in terms of how sharp it is. So this pushes it out to 116 to 2 goals and 11 in the Co-op Superstores Munster Senior Hurling League clash this afternoon at McDonagh Park. Bit of a crash here between 2 or 3 players, but they're both all on their feet. Alan Flynn was holding himself after a clash there with Colin Guilfoyle, but he's in a bit of pain. But we'll get back with the action here. Was the ball fouled, or there was a wild stroke that came in? Yeah, stroke there that came in from Colm Lyons is calling the cornerback Owen Quirk aside there. Didn't like the way he went in with the tackle there, and that's going to be a free to Tipperary. Jerome Cahill was the man that suffered the blow. And speaking of suffering the blow, Alan Flynn here just below us is receiving a bit of treatment there for that collision with Guilfoyle, but seems to be back and on his feet again. Corner forward Willie Connors as well came in there for quick running repairs. But it's another free for Tipperary, and if it's a free from Tipperary, you can nearly guess at this stage that it's going to be Jason Ford who's going to be standing over it. And here comes Ford again. A really low kind of style. Is that by accident or design, Ger, I wonder?
I think that was an accident there, because he normally hits the ball so pure, Colm, like that. When you hear something like that, you know it's not normal for him, because his striking today is one of the features of the game, to come here to see his striking of the ball, but he just got away with that. It just dipped over the bar.
Very interesting as well to see in a game this stage in the season. I see Tommy Dunn here in front of us, in and out, giving advice to the players as well, just showing how seriously Tipperary are taking it at this stage. An opportunity lost there for Clare. DC, the centre forward, offloading into Guilfoyle at full forward, but Guilfoyle's effort trailing wide. 26, Donald McMahon replacing the aforementioned Colin Guilfoyle. So it's a pity there. Colin's last action was to drive the ball wide there.
Just in there, I see the three Tipperary full back line all across the line, all went down, stretching their calves. Obviously, you know, the pitch is obviously very heavy, and you know it's been a tough game. It's been the conditions that are tough to play in. All feeling the pain now, I'd say, with about 10 minutes to go.
Okay, well, about 10 minutes to go, and it's Tipperary who lead Clare here, 1 goal and 16 points to 2 goal and 11 in this Co-op Superstores Munster Senior Hurling League. All great little ball being passed in there by Mark Keogh, but unfortunately the man inside wasn't expecting it. Opportunity lost, and it's Clare's Andrew Fahy that launches it down towards DC. The centre forward did very well on this occasion. We've seen him from frees. We saw an effort from play a few moments ago, and he's added yet another one to his tally there. That was a fine score by DC.
That was an excellent score. He came out from full forward under a dropping ball. You know, cold hands today. It must be very difficult to catch a ball like that. Caught a great ball to put over the bar, so that brings it right back into the game again. I think that's 117 to 212, if I'm correct.
It seems to be an issue with the Tipperary side of the score section. So Jerome Cahill there is just after making away there for Tipperary, and we'll see who's after coming in for him. I think it's Mark McCarthy, the man wearing number 23, is the man that's in for Jerome. Whole host of experienced players on the field, not as many on the subs bench for Tipperary this afternoon. Barry Heffernan, of course, played in the All-Ireland final, and then of course you'll have some of the under-20s victorious last year in the All-Ireland series, and of course the under-21 the year before. DC trying to give a little nudge there to the defender to give himself an extra yard, but they were wily and wise to it, and it's Tipperary who come here at pace, and a great block down there by the Clare man, and it bumbles back up again. And I must say Clare are definitely giving as good as they're getting down the stretch, and it's Podge Collins and DC trying hard to knock Paddy Cadell off his stride, but gets the shot off to Mark Keogh, still Keogh, trying to opt to go back and shield the ball, working back out as far as Cian Darcy. Short. And here comes Tip again then on the far side there. The effort drops right over the crossbar. Was that Jason again?
No, that was Paul Flynn again. Column against, very similar, down the far side of the pitch, very close to the sideline, off his left hand, first touch and over the bar. So 2 really good scores from him in the second half.
And that pushes it to 118 to 212 in this Co-op Superstores Munster Senior Hurling League clash between Tipperary and Clare. Temperature definitely dropping it. Thankfully the light has improved, the shower has gone, and it's Jason Ford going to try his luck from distance on this occasion. That's a powerful effort by Jason. Referee though agrees, or the umpire agrees with Andrew Fahy, who was calling it as wide, and no complaints from the Tipperary contingent here this afternoon. Some set up here in McDonagh Park. You're looking obviously at the main pitch, but there's a fantastic facility here at the back of the stand as well too, and wonderful dressing rooms and a centre as well. So great credit to all involved here in the club in Tipperary, one of the powerhouses of the game domestically, and must be quite pleased with their efforts here this afternoon, and well done to all the volunteers involved in putting a day like this together. DC, great hand by him up into the air, and is pulled unceremoniously to the ground. That is going to be a free. I don't think it's close enough to be a penalty. I'd say about a 21-yard free or thereabouts, but there's going to be a booking. But this young DC has certainly shone in the second half in particular.
Certainly, since he's gone in full forward column, he's caused a few problems. He seems to have a bit of height and a bit of strength over the full back, Jamie Maloney. So he's been quite effective inside there, and his hands have been very good. Like I said, he's able to catch the ball, and he's very effective, and his scores are keeping clear in the second half.
Okay. Adds another one to his tally there, which should bring it to 118 to 213. Yeah, the PA announcer agreeing with us there. Another sub coming on, substitution for Tipperary, number 18. Paul Maher, we mentioned him a little earlier, known as well for his footballing talents, and Joe Dwyer, the man called Mouse, wearing number 2, is gone off, and it's Jason Ford there again from distance off his left. I think, Jerry, you're running out of space on your page.
Just in fairness, just like when the ball broke there, he on his bad side, running away from the ball, to be able to control the ball from the puck out, and then to have the courage to take the shot. Like, really, I think I'm on number. I think I can keep him down for 14 points at this stage. Like, so really outstanding for us.
It's the collection of scores too, Jar. It's the sidelines, it's from play, it's the frees, it's off his left, it's off his right.
Yes, he certainly has seemed to be taking it on from last year and the season that he had. Like that, he was so important to Tipperary last year. I think everyone knows how good a player is, good a hurler he is. Like, but certainly if he carries on the way he started today, he's in for some season next year. And as you say, it's everything. It's all part of it. It's frees, it's from play, it's his touch, his sideline pucks. It's the full package really.
Okay, it's Niall Deasy at the other end of the the field, who has certainly, as we said, caught the eye in the second half in particular, showing his talents from plays and from frees. So it's 119 now to Tipperary, 214 to Clare in this Co-op Superstores Munster Senior Hurling League clash in McDonagh Park in Nina. Game being brought to you in association with the competition sponsors, the Co-op Superstores, and our thanks to them, and also with thanks to the Munster Council themselves. The game being broadcast live on the websites, Munster Council and the Irish Examiner, and while all of that was happening, a nice bit of handling by Paul Maher. Of course, Brian Hogan, the number one goalkeeper for Tipperary, travelling at the moment. I believe he's in Dubai, and the question is, will he be back for the league? But Maher has shown himself to be quite a capable man. That was a fine effort under pressure there to clear that one. Has been good in his puckouts, and really couldn't be blamed for either of the 2 goals in the course of the afternoon, given how close the shots were coming from. Podge Collins coming a bit out to try and find something there. Lovely bit of skill, but unfortunately there was no one waiting to collect it, but falls back Podge's way here, and he's holding it back out as far as the man wearing 26, Cathal McInerney, dropping in and around the full back line. Tipperary man though is on it. It's breaking down to Jamie Maloney, walked out to his wing back Robert Byrne, a distinctive helmet by him, to Michael Breen. Breen's effort though is a half block, but it falls kindly from. Nice bit of skill by Breen though to pick up the rebound, and that's going to be some effort if he manages to get it, but stopped. Kind of combination of the goalkeeper and the crossbar holding that one out. He goes to his cornerback there, Jason McCarthy, plays it down the side. That nice bit of play there was to be Liam Corrie was the man, or Aaron Shanahan, excuse me, was the man who collected it. Back to David Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald from distance. Has he got it over the crossbar? Gone wide, but well worth the effort though by Fitzgerald. There was some hard work there by Shanahan to collect it. Fitzgerald a bit of distance. Trouble now for some of the players is the setting sun now in the distance, as the Clare lads in particular, it's into their eyes. You can see as they're awaiting the restart that they're kind of putting their hands up in an effort to see the ball. So we've had almost 4 seasons in one day here, but the common theme in all of them is it's been cold.
It's been cold, yeah. But in fairness to the players, it's tough conditions out there today. They've given a very entertaining game like this. There's full commitment, good intensity, and both want to win it now at this stage, I'd say.
And it's back with Dave Fitzgerald there, powerful looking man. Nice little ball, nice little jink there by Ryan Taylor. DC tries to kind of a little chip up to David Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald theatrically goes to ground. There was definitely a hand close to the head, but Fitzgerald went down very quickly, and the end result is a free to DC about 20 yards out, and Fitzgerald racing back to his vantage point on the left wing back position. Another sub coming in for Tipperary on this occasion. Looks to be Barry Heffernan is the man, and it's Jamie Maloney is making away. Nice to be bringing on a lad like Barry Heffernan, isn't it? With 5 or 10 minutes to go.
A couple of minutes to go, just bringing him on just to tie it up there. DC has troubled Jamie Maloney obviously, and it's just at this stage I suppose they want to just to try. I think they're a point ahead now at this stage. The scoreboard is playing trick to us again, so they just to try tie him up, and obviously Barry Heffernan would be a bigger man as Niall DC is, so that we'll see how that pans out.
Okay, it's 119 to 215, 119 to Tipperary as the clock ticks on in the red, and it's Clare who are definitely in the ascendancy in the last couple of moments, and that's a fantastic score by the man wearing number 25, Cathal McInerney. Wonderful score from him. So that leaves it as 119 to 2 goals and 16 points all square here. I'm glad that Ger has brought the calculator anyway alongside him here. But as you said, Ger, isn't it wonderful to see at this stage in December 2 teams going at it and putting up a score like this?
Absolutely. Clare deserve great credit. They were down 3 or 4 points, and there's a shot from distance by Aidan McCarthy now to they're on a point ahead.
Put it up is the shout from the Clare supporters, and that is exactly what the umpires are doing, and that's edged them 1 point ahead in this Co-op Superstores Munster Senior Hurling League clash here in McDonagh Park in Nina. Well, I'll tell you, it might be cold here in the stand, but it's getting hot and spicy out there on the field here this afternoon, and I'm sure Brian Lohan would be very happy if he was to come away on his competitive managerial debut with a victory. Not just any victory, but a victory against the age-old rivals of Tipperary as well too, and more so when those opponents are the All-Ireland champions. 3 minutes of additional time. We're just coming up on 28 minutes after the hour of 3 o'clock here. Thankfully, as I said, the rain has gone. And the question is now, are Tipperary going to manage to get something back here, or can Brian Lohan's Clare hang on when, considering it seemed for long stages of the game that they were going to be in for a very long, difficult afternoon when Jason Ford was running the show for Tipperary, but a few astute switches and those 2 crucial goals may prove all the difference here this afternoon.
Yeah, I think, as you say, it's like Clare have hung in there, and now they've got the last 4 or 5 scores. Tip seem to be struggling to get a couple of scores in the last 5 or 6 minutes, and they've come from a couple of points down now to be a point up with literally 3 minutes of extra time to go.
And we're eating into that 3 minutes now, so let's just see what Tipperary. That's a wonderful strike of a ball. 2-3 players going up for it. Who's got it though? Referee Colm Lyne standing back to see will the ball find a hand or a home, and he's opted to throw it in. As I say, credit to Colm as well too for his performance this afternoon. Just exactly what you want. Good, sensible, as Ger said, good, sensible refereeing in terms of little collisions like this, given the conditions, quick puck outs, etc. Good communication as well. So well done to Colm and all involved there. Looked to be a Tipperary man that had got it. Kevin Herher striking it away, falls off the hands though of Ryan Taylor. Taylor managing to get it, but is half blocked as he did, but he looked to have stepped out over the sideline and into the Tipperary dugout by the looks of it there as he made the connection. So
interesting one. Both Ronan Marr and Jason Ford both made runs to go to take the sideline puck. To have the luxury of 2 of those guys who are experts on sideline pucks to have the chance to level the match down at this stage. You can be well sure that Jason Ford is going for this.
Yeah, certainly 2 yellow cards being issued as well there by the referee. I think Ryan Taylor being one of them. But here comes Jason Ford from 60 odd yards, right on the edge of his range. You think it doesn't get the height on it quickly enough, falls off a player, and it's gone out for a sideline to is it a Tipperary sideline? Yep. So as the clock is ticking away, you wonder, has this one got draw written all over it? So chance now for Tipperary. Here it comes. Yeah, we're going to go right across the field. That was a great ball out towards the cornerback, who's opted to go inside to Michael Breen. Still Breen, 2-3 players in front of him. Still Breen trying to get the shot off, but the Clare defence stands firm, does superbly well, and gains a free out as well too, as Cian Darcy comes across and probably in the heat of the moment puts his hand on the Clare man. Is that Clare man Podge Collins?
Podge Collins was there, but Michael Breen was going through. And a brilliant hook from Jack Brown. He had a chance. He looked like he was going to having a go for goal, but Jack Brown got a brilliant hook in, and that should be enough now.
Great to see, though. I'm saying Podge Collins
back,
coming up.
Yeah, as he does. Like, he'll go back. He's got a fantastic engine in him. Like, and he'll at the end of the game now, it's all about just getting possession and making sure that they haven't got that score, and they've won the game.
And there you go, the final whistle being blown here in McDonagh Park. 2 goals and 17 points to Clare. We make it, was it 119?
Yeah, 217 to 119.
Clare 217 to end this Co-op Superstores Munster Senior Hurling League clash in McDonagh Park. Well, not bad, Gerald, as somebody in front of us just points out. Not bad to have a scoreline like that just about a week before Christmas.
Yeah, plenty of scores, very entertaining in very difficult conditions, Colm, that both teams deserve good credit. Obviously they came out very competitive. Tipper obviously looking to get a couple of games under their belt before they head away. Clare obviously playing a couple of games as well. Tip now play Limerick next week, and but again, again, it's a game at the start of the year. All you're looking for at this stage is to see some form of intent from both sides as to where they're at. But very competitive, very enjoyable. Some great scores, some classy performances on both sides. Niall DC really took the game to tip, I think, in the halfway through the second half. Podge Collins knocked over some great scores. Jason Ford, exhibition stuff today. That'll probably the one thing that will worry Tipperary, that he got maybe 2/3 of their scores. So from that point of view, whether there are other forwards that maybe found it difficult today, but it was a very enjoyable exercise, and I think Brian Lowe will be delighted to come away from Nina today with a victory.
Yeah, I'm sure Brian will be absolutely delighted with that. But just on that point, the names that we knew, the likes of a Jason Ford, the likes of a Ronan O'Meara, the likes of a Podge Collins, who are the names we didn't know this morning that you'd be saying I was impressed with?
Yeah, I suppose from a Clare point of view, you look at Jack Brown after a slow start. I think settled in quite well into maybe when Jason Ford went out to wing back or or wing forward or centre forward, came into the game a bit and was quite solid in the second half. Kevin Herr, I haven't heard too much about him. Obviously, with a sweeper, if you're able to play that game, it's a nice role to play. Niall DC was probably their standout forward in the second half. Podge Collins, obviously, as well, who we well know to what he's capable of. I say from the Tipperary point of view, I suppose probably a mixed bag really from Liam Sheehan's point of view. Paul Maher, his handling looked really good in goal. He played really well. Jamie Maloney struggled with Niall DC in the second half. Craig Morgan, was under pressure from Podge Collins, but hit a nice fill of ball. Ronan Maher, very solid as usual. Give some brilliant play. I thought Paddy Cadell hit a lot of ball in the first half, kind of maybe faded in the last 10 minutes, like in the second half. But again, there wasn't a huge, some on the scoreboard from Keogh, from Tom Fox, except the goal. Jerome Cahill, I don't think scored. Paul Flynn got a couple of scores. Willie Connors, probably from a guy who came on in a lot of tip games last year, didn't have a huge impact on it, So other than Jason Ford, Liam would have been hoping for a few more to stand out there today.
Okay. Well, as we said, the hard to believe, just about a week to go to Christmas, the opening game of the 2020 season ends in victory for Clare and the managerial debut of Brian Lowe at senior level in the Banner County, getting off to a very good start. Ger, I'm going to thank you so much for joining us this afternoon and braving the cold. We're going to try and get an interview or two with some of the Tipperary camp afterwards, but for the moment that's where we're going to have to end this section of our broadcast, being brought to you on the Irish Examiner website, the Munster Council website, on Facebook Live, and all with thanks to the Co-op Superstores, the sponsors of the Munster Senior Hurling League. So as we look out onto the field, the teams doing their warm downs, I don't think they're going to need to be out there for too long, something tells me, and I hope the showers are working here in McDonagh Park this afternoon. A very cold McDonagh Park, but very spicy out on the field, and I'm sure there'll be some very happy, clear faces on the bus back to Ennis this evening. That's it for now. Hopefully we'll be back in a few minutes with some reaction from the Tipperary camp.